All right, probably the Internet Papa 2025 award goes to fake Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, but let's just let her go.
Take a high functioning man making $50,000 a year?
That wouldn't fit my lifestyle.
So you wouldn't take him?
Not because he makes 50,000.
Well, why?
Right?
Because he makes 50,000. It's because he makes 50 high functioning.
It's not the judgment of the dollar amount.
What is
it's
it?
because of where I'm at in my lifestyle. So it wouldn't be equally yoked. And so if I got with a man who was making $50,000, I would be the breadwinner and I would be taking full care of him because the lifestyle that I have for myself and my family wouldn't be fair to him because he would come in and he wouldn't even be able to slightly provide.
I wouldn't take a man.
But what I'm saying is, but it goes further than that because psychologically, that would impair that man. I've yet to meet a man who doesn't want to be able to add or provide when he is saying, I'm ready to be a husband and I'm ready to be a father. Those men who are family men, not street men, family men, they take pride in providing for their wives. And so if that man can't provide, that is a direct emasculation on its own. Because what happens is psychologically, when that man cannot provide for a woman of my caliber, it affects him. As his confidence starts to dip, as his self-esteem starts to dip, at that point, a woman starts to lose respect because I can only respect you at the level that you respect yourself.
At the end of the day, that made no sense. She don't respect the man because of what he bring, the amount of money. This is why women's money don't matter. This is why you got the money, but still, I gotta have the money, and you get to spend your money recklessly, and then you get to, lead me, right? You get to lead me and take my money and still have your money. That's the problem, and they don't love. Most of these women, black women, they don't love black men. A lot of them don't love black men. You got to have this, you got to have that, but then when they go date out, they don't have to have. That's one thing you can talk about the brothers. When the brothers go date out, it's about the character. It's about how they treat it, how the other women treat them. That's what it's about. When these black women go date out, they go date out to have a mixed baby. Brad don't be doing half the stuff that they demand, that they demand out of us. So this let you know, everybody know when women put boundaries on a man, right? We already know the more boundaries, the more she don't like you. Because she can talk about this happened in my past. How many Pookies and Ray Rays and drug dealers and scammers they date? They in their 40s and 50s still, dating Pookies, Ray Rays, and scammers. You know what I'm saying? They still dating those type of guys regardless. They ain't learned their lesson. They still let their guard down for them. They still desire a guy come in, a good God-fearing guy come in, help them raise their children, catch her in bed with a Pookie and a Ray or a Ray or a scammer or a drug dealer or the baby daddy who ain't never been there, right? They never learn a lesson. They never learn. They like what they like. What they like in the beginning, is what they preference always is. That's just it. And you believe you won't even understand it. Sometimes I remember this girl I went to school with. I used to try to talk to her, whatever. She didn't want to talk to me. So, I kept a player. So I looked on Facebook the other day and I seen her and I seen the dude that she with. It was an fat Arab dude. I'm like, all right, shit, that's just what she like. I ain't really tripping on it, but that's just what she like. That's what she likes. So when these women start putting boundaries on you, just know at the end of the day, especially when they older, it's a guy that didn't have to do that. They have to go through that boundary. Sometimes they put boundaries to see, if you really gonna believe her or we're past these boundaries. But their money don't matter because at the end of the day, it's all about self. And she just sounds stupid. It's not about the $50,000. It's because, you don't respect me for 50. You don't respect me if I make 50,000. But you done slept with a homeless man before. Y'all didn't go to the homeless shelters. That alleged stud that she's sleeping with, that's part of her security team, allegedly. She on your security team. She probably below 50,000. You probably paying her out your pocket. You notice these women they get with these lesbians, and these lesbians don't have no money. That's why they leave them and run back to Strictly Dickly. So when they put all these boundaries and black men got to be 6 foot, you got to make this amount of money. You got to look into their past. The most precious thing they got is who they giving their pussy to. And it's some homeless bum ass nigga who don't got a job. They love it when a dude leech off them. They love to have control over a dude. They love to be able to say, I'm not getting your E&J and your 0.5 today or your little ounce of weed today. They love to have the control. They know a dude who made 50,000. Guess what? He probably got solid credit. He probably can go. He don't have to be under your thumb. I can go do for my own. I know how to read. I know how to write. I know how to apply for a crib. I got my own stuff. They, like I said before, they don't deal with dudes in the gray area. Either you gotta have a bunch of money or you gotta be a bum. And none of them women get the dudes with a bunch of money. If they do get the dude with a bunch of money, they mess it up. It ain't about the 50,000. It's about not having control. So when you get a guy with a bunch of money and he able to cuff you and you able to be a wife, right? You do whatever you want to do because he was making money. That's why you see all these personal trainers, these women sleeping with their personal trainers, or they got these young guys that they sleeping with their husband. He's just making so much money. That's their dream. Get a rich lame who making so much money. I do whatever I want to do. That's why you see them men and the women come up with them parody videos, or I walk in on my rich husband cheating and I cover their face. Because they know they doing what they want to do. And regardless, that's what it's about. If you go to the top of the financial money maker thing, he worry about making money. He can't really worry about what you doing all the time. So you cheating, he cheating. You at the bottom, guess what? If he cheat, I throw him out. If he don't do what I say do, get the hell out of my house. That's all it's about. It's a power trip. They want to be in control. It ain't, well, if you don't make 50,000, I'm not gonna respect you. How many dicks have she put in her? How many dicks have black women put on her in this country that they didn't respect then? Come on, how do you respect the drug dealer? How do you respect the dude that's homeless? How do you respect the dude who never had a job? How do you respect the dude who don't know how to read and write? I remember I worked with this girl and she was telling us that her husband didn't know how to, her boyfriend or baby daddy didn't know how to read or write, and she wanted to keep it that way. And she wanted to keep it that way. They want control, bro. Even if control means it's not what's best for them, not best for their woman, they just want to say, I'm the boss. They want to do whatever they want to do, and it leads them into failure. So who cares? Okay, if he make less than 50,000, cool. Because 9 times out of 10, that 50 gonna turn to 60 real quick. That 70 gonna 60 gonna turn to 100 real quick. They don't want to build with nobody, but then again, she don't even like dick. The rumor on the street, she don't even like dick. So many times they run and have these conversations with backdooria men or lesbians just recruiting other lesbian women. That's what you got in the black community amongst these women. You either got single women, who can never get a husband, never get a boyfriend. They know they out there running for the man that they want, so they don't want to settle. So they sleep with bums and they tell their girlfriends or they tell their daughters to be losers like them. Or you got lesbos who just want to have women to be miserable. And most lesbians are women who couldn't get the guy that they want, so they turn to women, but strictly and secretly sleep with dick behind their back. That's it. That's it. You got to ask yourself, black women to turn to, gay men for relationship advice on men. They're turning lesbians for relationship advice from men. But instead of going to the horse's mouth and getting a relationship advice from men, because they don't want to do it. So I just don't really understand, why they continue to have issues with dudes getting passports and dating out. Those women are doing what's required. You refuse to do what's required. And even a lot of y'all women who had kids and y'all did what was required, a lot of these brothers will still deal with y'all because the number one preferred women of all black men is black women. Now, why those preferences change has to do with the attitude of the black women in the current state of this community. But hey, hit the link in the description, join the Patreon. Peace.